Hey guys, welcome to the first process video of my awesome project that I'm doing, and this one is me going to be starting on the book cover. So here's the kit that you would be getting. It's the vintage sewing there and all the little bits and pieces that you get in there. So I've only got 15 of them. So here I've just got stuff put aside here, and I've started, because I had to sort of figure out what I was going to do, I've started some of the process. Okay, so what we have got is, here is the book that I've chosen to use, which is this. Okay, and I have I'm probably going to use this because it goes so beautifully with this fabric here. I'm going to use that for the front and back, and I've probably got some to do in the middle as well. Normally I do fabric, but this just matched so beautifully, and it's the colours that I'm using in there. I have got, where are we? I think it's supposed to fold down that way. How many pages? I have got 1, 2, 3. Where are we? 3. Yeah, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is going to be 8 pages to do a different process each month, and each block will do a different technique, and so you'll find out which block I'm going to be doing. I have gotten, like, all the fabrics and everything that you get in your kits are based on what I've got here. So my book is, put that over there, 8 inches by 10 inches, well, 10 and a bit, just see, maybe 10 and a half. So if you get yourself, so that is 20.5 centimeters and 26.5 centimeters. So if you are wanting to do something within that size, the fabric that you've got is plenty. You'll probably be able to use it and make something a little bit smaller, but you do have to realize this is going to be on the front, so the book needs to be at least minimum of 7, maybe 7.5 by maybe 8 at the very least. So yeah, so I've based it on what the size I've got. Okay, just put this over here. So what you do first is you get this piece of fabric here. This is sort of like it's a linen fabric, linen cotton fabric, which you go onto the light box and you trace this out. And I've traced it out with my friction pen. That way, if you do make a mistake, you can iron it off. So that's the first bit that you've got to do, and that you get that in the pattern. We're going to be stitching in that. So, and I've just folded it over because that's what we will be doing, and stitching it on. That's what we're going to be doing. So I'll probably do a bit of stitching on that first. Okay, so that's that part. Actually, I might put that aside. Then this part here, which is the it's a really thick linen, and I'm going to put it there like that and have this on the top, because when you put this book down in the cover, this bit is going to be on the top, and it's, you know, be able to sit properly. So you have it coming out, I've got it coming out so that it goes over like that, then I'm going to have a closure. This is actually a you know, like the end is sort of sealed. I think most pieces have that, but yeah, I'm going to realize it's going to have some pages in there, so it'll be a little bit thicker. That'll come around and have a closure like that. So there we go. So that's going to be put aside. So with your piece that you get, do a circle, and I just used a plate, maybe a bread and butter plate. It is 8 inches in diameter, so 20 centimeters. You know, just even get a pencil and just do something like that. Okay, so then you get this piece here, and that's going to be sitting on the top there. I've based this piece that I've done on the woodland project that I did, because I really loved the circle process that Lisa did. So I really thought that was quite nice, but I'm sort of doing it, but I'm doing it a little bit different. So that's going to be sitting in the center like that. I think these are extra pieces, must be. Okay, then you've got this. Okay, that is going to be going around the edge like that, to be sewn on there. Okay, I don't know if you can see. And here, along here, you just get out all the, use this piece here as probably a guide of what colours that you want to do. So that will go all the way around. I've got enough so that everyone can go all the way around. Then you got these buttons here, and they're going to go here. I've just sewn them on there. They're just something extra sew on there. If you look at this is the guide that you can use to put that on there. So what we're going to do first, you get your piece of so here I got this, and I've cut that out. Is it from here? Where is it? That must be that way. Yes, there we go. I've cut this piece out, right, from there, and then so you've got, everyone's going to have some pieces left. Okay, this is going to go on the inside of the book, so that's going to be sewn on last. And then these pieces here, what I'm going to do with these is I'm just cutting out a heap of leaf shapes, because we're going to be making leaves to go around. Okay, so here we go. I'll show you what you need to do. You just, how many can we get out of that? It's super simple. You know, don't have to be perfect. They're just going to be leaf shapes. And we'll probably get another 2 out of this one. I could probably do a bigger one. So you've got enough in the piece that you get that you're just going to be doing a whole heap of leaf shapes. Let's look. Put it away, and I reckon we might get another small one out of that. Look, maybe. If not, it's all good. Okay. So, all depends how scabby you want to be. I'm a bit of a scabby. So, because we need all different sizes. Might be a tad small, but we'll see. So I've got a couple in that one, and so the easiest way I find is if you cut in strips, sort of like a rectangle shape, and maybe cut it either in 2 or 3. I might cut this one in half, and then if you've watched Rachel's videos, you've seen this. She uses this technique to do leaves. Best way to do it, just cut rectangles and just cut leaves. So that's what you do with these parts there. So that's a little bit of homework, and this is going to be each thing will be like a process. This one's probably going to take longer than the first technique that I do, because it's the cover, so it's part 1 of the project, and you're using different techniques, but you know, slow stitching maybe what I would call it. So the same. Okay, I like the contrast of the different colours in this. So that, I reckon this could probably have 3. Because those ones are pretty big. So we're going to cut a few out of that. Okay. Hopefully I'm in camera. Okay. So doing this is going to be the homework, because I will, if you can hear anything in the background, it'll be my son yapping, even though I've told him I'm filming. Okay, last one. So I've got enough there to make plenty of leaves, and you'll see what you need as you go along. So okay, put the rest in the bin. Now just get your leaves, put them off to the side, all the different sizes. Okay, oop. Clean that off. Okay, now what we're going to do, I'll stitch that down just with like a little stab stitch. And that's going to be the first process. Then we'll do this. So what I'll do with that is, actually I need to get my scissors, I'll be back. Okay, got my scissors. I may do the embroidery first. What I'll do is, what you do, I'll show you. I'm going to fold it over like that. You could probably use these bits of fabric for other things. So do it about 1/4 of an inch from your line. That's going to be tucked under. So the first thing that you want to do is trace that pattern. Okay. So this is a little bit of a technique. It's like I'm going to do English paper piecing as a technique. So you get a bit of a example of English paper piecing with this, except for we're not really putting paper behind it in this piece. Okay, this is probably might be classed more as applique. Okay, there we go. Extra pieces, keep them. Could use them for other stuff. Okay, so that will go in the center like that, and then once it's folded over and sewn and all that kind of stuff, you don't need to sew here. We will not be sewing that part. That's the fold. I'm going to be sewing here, and then we're going to be sewing the words. So, okay, now I think because this is going to go on the top, I'm thinking, what I am thinking is maybe either sewing it with that, either that one or with that one. I'm thinking, because these are the colours we're using as the leaves, I think I'm going to go that. I thought I was going to go that, but I'm going to go this. So push that off to the side. I'll grab this. Where's my thread? Now I'm not sure what number this is. This is a pearl thread. All of these, most of these are the pearl 8 thread. Yeah, pretty much. You can sew whatever colour you want. You just pick out the colours of here. Now if I have any left, if these packs have sold out, I have got don't know if there will be any left. The packs, the pink and teal packs, have got a lot of these fabrics in it. So you might be able to make it if you haven't gotten the pack. You've missed out on the packs. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do this, which is going to do a running stitch all the way along there, and because you marked it out, it will be very easy to sew. Now, okay, actually I really do like this colour, it's rather lovely. Okay, I'm just going to sew over that the thread that I'm going to sew will be a back stitch. This is just like a running stitch, so that's nice and simple, and it'll be done very quickly. So you can choose to put these in there, or you can do just a really light line and then do a running stitch across it. Like if you do a line, if you use the friction pen, you can do it in a line, just a line. You don't have to do all the little bits. Just that's what I've done. And then you just do a running stitch without having to worry. As it turns out, it seems to be not working out as well as I like. When you do it, you have to do it exactly then. Okay, so the border for this is really simple, which is what I want. Okay, now stitch. I might use something a little bit different for the needle because I want it to look like a needle. I may even actually use a needle. You know that. I've got quite a few needles, like vintage needles, that I could use. In my packs, and I may put in, I've got tapestry needles which are really thick and they've got a blunt end, so I should be able to put it on there and have a bit of thread going through. I think that would look really good. So I may end up putting a needle in your kits for you, I think. Okay, not necessarily following it because it doesn't always seem to work, so it is probably better if you do a line. It's gonna be a bit easier, and because I did this with a friction pen, it won't matter if some of the pieces are showing. Okay, so do that there, there. Now, I might grab out the needle. Actually, okay, I've got these packs somewhere. Here we go. I've got these really big, I've got a whole heap of these, and I've got quite a few big needles. I'm thinking, what the heck am I going to do with it? And it's the chenille, see they're the sharp ones. I need a big tapestry needle. Number 14 is probably way too big. Oh, it's a whopper, but it's almost the size that I've got there. I think I might need it a tad smaller. I know that some of these are pretty big. Tapestry 18 and 22. Maybe, gee, they're huge. They're for the big, really big wool things that you use. So tapestry 18. I've got lots of them, and see they're not pointed. I think that is pretty well perfect. So everyone will get a 18 in their packs. And these ones, you know, those really big tapestries that you do with the wool and all that kind of stuff. That's what I reckon that these would be used for. I was lucky enough to find these. The chenille ones, see they're pointed, so they're a lot more dangerous if I get the tapestry needle. 2 lots of the 18. I'll put them, I'll have to undo the kits and then put the tapestry needle in with the kit. I might put them in here like that. There we go. Okay. So, yeah, I'll grab another one. What I'll do is I'll have that sitting there like that. I might just go down one and finish that off. And go back through here. Finish that off. Okay. Now I have got this thread here. I may even stick in a little bit of this. It is horrible stuff, but it works great when you're wanting to sew on something that is silver. So I'm going to have to undo it. There we go. Here's the end. If you can get yourself there, I've got silver and gold somewhere. I'm going to have to wrap that on the thing. So that's another thing that I'll have to put in the kit. So get lucky I'm pre-recording, and this is why I pre-record. One thread, I think that might be. There we go, and we'll grab a tiny needle. I think it's more than one thread. So, yeah, I think it's 2, which I do need it to be a little thicker. Okay, I'm warning you now, this stuff is horrible to sew with. I used it when I did my vintage elegance. It's not great to work with. The gold and the silver stuff isn't, but the result gives you the result that you want. Ugh. Comes apart. It's, yeah. So I want a fairly biggish knot because it's so fine. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do now is I have got this here, and I'm going to be doing a back stitch. Actually, maybe I have to do it here. I'll start on the other end and you'll see why in a minute. Okay, I'm going to start here and just do a back stitch. So we've got the thread going through. I mean, this is going to be the cover, so I really do love the idea of having a 3D element to it, and I think having a real needle is just going to be so much easier than having to stitch it, even though, you know, it is possible to stitch it. but I like the idea of having a real needle. Now what I'm going to do after I've done this, so I'm going to take this to the iron and I'm going to iron away the needle. Okay, I'll be back. Well, I forgot that it wasn't the friction pen. This was, and that's why this part has been ironed away. But the actual writing and everything on there was done with a non-friction pen. Oh, okay. But this one, this part here has been done, and that's why that got rubbed away. But I don't care. It's all good. That'll sit there really, really well. So what I'm going to do is actually take that up and thread this needle. Then rethread it on the other side because you want it to go through the needle. Okay. And I'll go back down through this way. So it's sort of being held on there. And then I may okay, now this is where this comes in. That's being held down by that, but oh my goodness, this is not going to be easy. Okay, you put it right next to it, and I might have to thread through. It's tricky, but well worth it in the end. Okay. The choice. Okay. I mean, it's a big enough hole. So then I'm going to rethread this. Okay. And pull it down and then stitch this down. Not easy, but achievable. Okay. I thought that, well, at least hold that down there. Then we've got to go if I had a thin enough needle, which it is, good, it's going to go through. Okay, go back, hold it down. Ugh. And that's going to hold that there, and because it's in that silver, I'm going to go through the middle again, go there, but then take my thing through the middle and then go back down. There we go. Okay, so when we get down to the bottom here, I've got, I'm just going to go around and hold it together. Oop, I missed it. There we go. And go around here. As I'm saying, fiddly, but it's going to be worth it. It will look good. And because it's done in that colour, which I will give you the tiniest amount of, you won't see it. Now it needs to be pulled back up, stitch down either side. As close as you can possibly get it. Okay, oh, missed it. No, well, I'm not going to go back down, I'm going to just do it again. And then maybe one close to the end, but we'll have to be careful with that one. That probably will miss. Okay. Now we are going to stitch that off. Give it a good pull. And then I'll stitch it on it a little bit more with the other colour on the top. Okay. Yep. Okay. Okay, this has been pulled through, but that's okay. It's all good. I'll just pull it back. Now, this will come through here like that, and I'll do a couple of stitches here, so it's coming out the other end. There we go. Now, there goes my iron. Okay, I'll probably go back and I might grab some thread. I might put this thread through here. Let's see if I can get it through this tiny little hole, because this will go through here, I'm hoping. There we go. That's going to pull that up and go back down. There we go. Okay, so it doesn't seem like it is stuck on. If you really want to, you can always probably get some craft glue, but by the time it's stitched down. Now, the video is getting fairly long. That is so cool. There we go. How cool does that look? 39 minutes, nearly 40 minutes. So what we do now is we do backstitch along here. So that can be your homework, and that'll be done by the time you see the next video. you do your back stitch along here, and in these bits here, like here and in here, is going to be satin stitch, which is stitches that are really close together. I'll show you in the V. Okay, so we've got, I'll start here and do it really close together. So this is a like a monogramming technique. So even the front page has got a technique. So I'm just doing it on a bit of an angle, I think is going to look the nicest for this particular thing. So that is what is called a satin stitch. That's why you do need to have them fairly close together. That's not hard. Don't pull too tight. And as you get to the top, you can see it's getting smaller. So it's okay, you just go with the flow. And then when you get to that top end, a good satin stitch looks just as good, apart from the knot, on the other side as it does on this side. When you get to here, if you've got a longer bit, you do a back stitch, which a back stitch is, you've seen some of my videos. If you don't know, just contact me in the comments below and I can show you how you do a back stitch. It's very similar to a running stitch. So well, if you've done the Roxy's Journal of Creation, you'll have a back stitch in your sampler. So, and she's done that in her samplers. So do all them in that, and when we get back in the next video, I will show you how we're going to be attaching it to that. So that'll be that's going to go on here. But before we do that, we have to attach this, which will be stitched down. Just get some white. It can be homework as well. Just some plain white. Quite a bit, actually, a nice long piece that go all the way around. And then you just do a little slip stitch around it. Okay. Probably not a good idea having such a long thread. I would probably recommend pinning it. Just pin it in 4 places. Maybe one in the middle, just so it won't go anywhere. Now it's going to be covered. We're going to do this stitch over the top, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, underneath, start here, and we're just going to do a little slip stitch. Should have used that one, which is that. Grab it, go underneath. Okay, under, pinch a bit, go across, under, grab a little bit, across. See, because it doesn't matter that it's a, you know, going to be a bit of a raw edge. That's fine because we are going to cover the edge. So, but saying that, that's how we're going to be stitching this piece on as well. We're not going to be turning it over. If you want to, you can do, you know, tuck it over, but it's going to be the same stitch, but it'll be in this lighty, probably in this light colour, so that you can't see it as much, and that'll be stitched on with that. Okay, so there you go, got your little bit of homework, and in the next one I'll show you how to do the next step. Okay guys, well, 45 minutes for the first one, but this is the first one, so I try and keep videos 30 minutes, but you know, the first one. So the next one we'll be putting it on, and then I've got to show you how to do the leaves. So yeah, you've got your work cut out for you, but this is the cover. It's going to be beautiful. Okay guys, thank you very much, and I will catch you in the next part. Thanks for watching. Bye.